last year from improving week by week and developing themselves into something because they looked a little lost at the beginning. But shout out to Sherrod Moore putting it, and believe it or not, as much as a run guy he is, he's trying to develop the passing game over there at Michigan. How's that going to look? Bryce Underwood, still a question in my mind, right? That return is 7-7. That's pretty decent. Coming back in the second year, he retained a few players. Um, he's got a good look right here. With the offensive line. They got a few concerns over there, but basically, in a nutshell, from looking at this Michigan team, I don't know why Phil still has them ranked so high, but you always got to respect Michigan in the Big Ten, Ann Arbor, all those things. I get it, but there are too many question marks on this Michigan team going into the season. I got to see these guys play a little while, maybe even it might be like fifth, maybe sixth week of the year, unless it's something really juicy. So we know exactly what we're working with Michigan. I can't pinpoint what are gonna be their strong points. We know they can play some defense. We know they can slow the game down, but will they be a pass team? Will they be a run team? How is that gonna play out for a Moose?
I mean, that's a great question because you think of Michigan, you think of ground and pound. Quite simply. But one of the things I wrote here is last year at quarterback, the quarterback position, last year was a hodgepodge of ineptitude. And this year there was a significant upgrade to the quarterback position. They brought in Bryce Underwood, who is one of the top, if not the top freshman recruits that has come out and is projected to play this year, but not necessarily to start. They also brought in Mikey Keene from Fresno State, and Keene is a solid fit for what Michigan might want to do this year, which is he's a mobile quarterback that can run, but he's also got the ability to pass. He can run the RPO, which I think the RPO is going to become a bigger factor in the offense. And really, I mean, you look at the Michigan quarterback position, it's a low bar. I mean, it is a low bar for the quarterback position at Michigan. They need to rely on their running backs, and they brought in Justice Haynes from Alabama, who is very solid. And they also have Jordan Marshall back there, and he's also solid. But one of the questions I had was we went into the season last year. Donovan Edwards was supposed to be like the number one guy. He was supposed to be a Heisman candidate. He was on the NCAA football video game, and he didn't really do much of anything. I mean, it turned into Mullings taking over the job, and both of those guys leave. So it's going to be a new running back position. Tight end has typically been utilized more in this passing game. And last year, Loveland was the tight end that had the most receiving yards, and he's gone. But tight end will be a strong area of depth with some high-end talent this year. The wide receiver will have will have better experience and have a little bit of talent. And the O-line, unlike last year, where it was basically an entire new line getting brought in, they're going to be returning their center, their left guard, and their right tackle. And they also added an All-American from the FCS level. So it's going to have better experience. The problem with the O-line is it's kind of thin. Now, once you get past the starters, it's going to be a less experienced and less talented lineman. So that's kind of a question mark. And also, you are bringing in Chip Lindsey as the offensive coordinator, who is at University of North Carolina, where they have had passing offenses. So it's kind of like, okay, what is this offense going to look like? The identity has been the run, but they seem to be shifting towards a more of a pass. And I think the answer is it's not them shifting towards a pass. It's going to be them shifting towards the RPO. So which quarterback runs the RPO more effectively, and whichever quarterback establishes the better effectiveness is going to be that guy that takes over. But I do think this offense has a pretty low ceiling, and they are projected to score about 30 points a game, which I think is right around the ceiling. You might have some bigger score games, but I think right around 30, probably 24, 27, that's kind of going to be their sweet spot. Can the defense do enough to hold other teams? You're bringing Don Martindale returns as DC, and he is an absolute guru on the defensive side. As much as Michigan struggled last year, one of the things that didn't really struggle that much was the defense. And you are bringing back 58.2% of the tackles from last year, which was 21st best in the country. And they held opponents last year to 86 yards below their average. So this defense could still be very legit. It is all about what is this offense going to look like? Can they run the RPO successfully? And if they can, they will be there at the end and potentially pursue a Big Ten championship and a playoff spot. I am not overly confident that the RPO is going to show up in its first year. I think this is more of a fifth, sixth ranked kind of team in the Big Ten, and it's going to have a good bounce back year, but not a full return to the Michigan way.
I'm with you on that. I digress on Michigan right here. Now, my man Wine, let us know how you feel about this Michigan team.
That's our guy Big Ragu Bets in the chat said, what a panel to break down for the Big Ten Conference. Shout out to my guy Big Ragu. Can't wait to share the stream with my guy here shortly. He's going to be hanging out on the beach tomorrow, though, so be on the lookout for that. But shout out to my guy Big Ragu. As far as Michigan goes, guys, yeah, I mean, you guys kind of hit it on the head here. You guys know where I have Michigan in my power rankings. I have them at 9. Everyone has them as like a 4 or 5. I don't really understand it. I have them as a 7-5 team this year. I don't like this team going into this season. I do think bringing in Mikey Keene, the transfer quarterback from Fresno State, a guy that, I've talked about with DJ Big Boss so many times, just being over there in the Mountain West. The kid goes out there and he gives it his all. There's a reason why he went to Michigan, guys. I mean, they're paying him. I know they're paying Bryce Underwood, the most ever, but they're paying Mikey Keene a couple $100K to go over there because at least I hope he does, because if not, I'm not sure what he's doing being his last year in collegiate football, trying to make an NFL run. We'll see if he does, but he's still trying to. And I think he's going to end up being the starter here for Michigan on week 1. It's going to be up to him if he can keep the job. Either of these quarterbacks going in there, though, I don't really think they have the personnel on offense to really compete at a high level in the Big Ten. I do like the two-headed monster in Jordan Marshall and Justice Haynes in the backfield. Haynes was the running back too at Bama in 2024. And I think those guys could be a good duo back there, but I question the quarterback. I think Mikey Keene is serviceable. I think he can win them 7 games, in the Big Ten, but I don't think this guy is going to be the guy that's going to compete for a national championship. And I hate to say it, but all the Michigan fans, if you think Bryce Underwood's that right now, you're mistaken. This kid's 17, 18 years old. He's been handed $10 million already. I mean, what's his motive? I said that about DJ Ungalungale, who's now undrafted on the Chargers. I said, what's his motive? What's his motivation after getting paid that much money at that young of an age at that point? You've already made enough money to pretty much last the rest of your life if you're smart with it. Not saying he has, but I mean, he set himself up pretty well right now. And I'm not sure. I hope his motivation is in good hands because they're paying him a lot of money to do that. But at the same time, this guy might not win the starting job and then say he wants to transfer next year. So you never know about that. I do think Mikey Keene's going to be QB1 going into this year. It's his job to lose. He's experienced. And if this team wants to at least try to compete for a Big Ten title, you're going to need Mikey Keene. I don't think Bryce Underwood's that guy. It's too early. You can't just be a true freshman walking into the Big Ten and win yourself a Big Ten title. It's just not going to happen. Sharon Moore, I like what he's doing over there in Michigan. I think he's on the hot seat, though, and I don't know how much longer he's going to last over there.
Second year hot seat?
I mean, I don't know. I mean, Michigan.
Third kind of.
Michigan, it's just they've got so much money over there. I wouldn't be surprised, I should say, at least.
Okay.
If they go 6-6, 7-5, there's going to be some questions about his, but he can bring in the recruits. Look at the depth chart. There's a lot of true freshman 4 or 5-star guys that are in there right now. He knows how to bring the guys in, but they also got the checkbook to do it. I'm just not. It's going to be Michigan's a question mark. I have them as a 7-5 team this season.
Okie dokie. You got anything to add to that, Moose, before we go to the next one?
I think the boosters who play a big role in the Michigan program, and the boosters are going to want Bryce Underwood very quickly. It might be Moore's job on the line, depending on how much he listens to them. Because if he doesn't listen to the boosters, he sticks with Keene and Keene struggles. The boosters are going to want to make a change to somebody that's going to play Underwood.
Yeah, I seen Keene play against UNLV. They ate him up. He's a lot shorter than I thought he was, and he has difficulty seeing over the line. He has to roll out. I don't see a team like Michigan who at times might go double tight. They go pro set, all that stuff to bring in a quarterback. But they are changing their system though. But I'm just saying, I kind of agree with Moose. It takes a little time to put that together. That's not the thing. That's why I say, giving them only the 2-3 years is not enough because he really hasn't had a chance to put that together. This is the first step of him putting together something of his own. Before he was trying to stick to the tradition and the Michigan way, and